We're here with the Hokies' brand new wide receivers coach, Zohn Burden. Welcome to Virginia Tech. It's nice to have you here.
Thank you. Glad to be here.
Give me your early impressions so far of Tech.
It's everything I thought it would be, and even more. The people, the atmosphere, the legacy and the tradition that you see when you walk through those doors is a dream come true for me.
For a in-state guy from Virginia Beach, what was your perception of Virginia Tech from the outside, and then as a coach at ODU, your perception of Tech?
Being from Virginia, growing up and just watching this football program grow as a kid, and kids that I went to high school with had a chance to come here and play football in college, and just I've always been a fan. So Virginia Tech has always been a special place for me. As far as being a receiver coach at Old Dominion, I'm always keeping up with Virginia schools, and Virginia Tech was just one of those places you always check the score on when your game was over and all of those things. So.
Yeah, there's no question about it. Did you know that you always wanted to get into coaching?
No, it kind of just, I would say, fell into my lap, and I had an opportunity to work at Fourth Union as soon as I graduated from VMI, and Coach Schumann said, hey, you're kind of good at this, and I've kind of stuck with it from that point.
Okay, so what makes you, from Coach Schumann's perspective and your own perspective, why do you enjoy it, and why do you think you're a good coach?
Well, I think that I can relate to my players, and coaching wide receiver position you played, or I played, it's been very natural. A natural transition for me, and I think kids just feed off of my energy as far as how I like to coach the position and want to get better every single day.
All right, now let me tell you this. You had your perception of Tech. Virginia Tech folks looked at Old Dominion, and we saw those passing yards, and we saw those scores, and everybody said, how did the Monarchs do it? How did you do it?
Well, we had a great quarterback. We had some good receivers, and we had a good offensive line and a running back. And our program was built around our offense, and we kind of just catered towards that and let our quarterback run the show, and kind of worked from that point on.
At Tech, you're inheriting a young receiving core. Folks are familiar, obviously, with Ford and Phillips, but you had a chance to watch the tape. What do you think of some of your young receivers here at Tech?
I think the sky's the limit for these young guys, and that's the beauty of it, being the receiver coach here now. The previous coach left a great room of kids that want to work and get better every single day, and listen when you ask them to do things. And I just think the sky's the limit for these guys, and they want to improve every day.
One of the things that I think folks are also excited about is you are a in-state guy from Virginia Beach, and clearly, as we stand in front of some of these jerseys, some of the best players ever here at Tech are from the Hampton Roads area. Give us your recruiting philosophy.
I'm all about building relationships, and it goes back from just growing up around this area, playing high school in Virginia Beach, Tidewater area, and there's still coaches that coach there now that I played against when I was in high school, so they know who I am. It's just building relationships, and that's kind of my goal in recruiting, just maintaining relationships. And no matter where you go, you always have that relationship.
And finally, we've had several coaches here at Virginia Tech in all sports over the years who have a Fourth Union background, and each of them talks about the discipline that they learned as a student there helps them as a coach in their profession today. Would you agree with that?
I agree 100%. And the thing, waking up at 5 in the morning it becomes natural, a natural thing from 22 years old to however old you may be. But those small things like shining your shoes and tucking your shirt in, those things can carry you a long way in life, and that's kind of what you learn at those places.
You ready for some spring football?
I'm ready to get rolling.
Nice to have you here. Welcome aboard.
Thank you. Glad to be here.
That's Zohn Burden, Virginia Tech's new wide receivers coach.